What happens if the Strait of Hormuz closes? The Strait of Hormuz sits between Iran to the north and Oman, and the United Arab Emirates to the south. It is the only sea route connecting the Persian Gulf to the Gulf of Oman and the wider ocean beyond. At its narrowest point, shipping lanes are only about 2 miles wide in each direction. That means the global energy supply moves through what is essentially a maritime bottleneck. Every day, hundreds of enormous oil tankers travel this route. Together, they transport roughly 20 million barrels of oil daily. For countries across Asia, Europe, and beyond, this waterway is not just important, it is essential. Why the strait is always tense? Because of its importance, the Strait of Hormuz has long been a stage for geopolitical tension. The northern coast is controlled by Iran, a regional power with significant influence in the Middle East. On the opposite side lie Gulf states that maintain close security relationships with the United States. To safeguard international shipping, the United States Navy maintains a major presence in the region, particularly through the United States Fifth Fleet, headquartered in Manama. Warships regularly patrol these waters, escorting commercial vessels and monitoring activity. But the tension here is not new. For decades, the strait has been the site of standoffs, warnings, and occasional confrontations. Warships regularly patrol these waters, escorting commercial vessels and monitoring activity. But the tension here is not new. For decades, the strait has been the site of standoffs, warnings, and occasional confrontations. During the Iran-Iraq War, the region saw what became known as the Tanker War. Both sides targeted oil tankers in the Gulf in an attempt to disrupt their opponent's economy. Dozens of ships were damaged or destroyed. Globally, energy markets reacted instantly. The crisis eventually drew in international naval forces, including the United States Navy, to escort vulnerable vessels through the strait. The lesson was clear. Even limited conflict in this narrow passage could ripple across the global economy. What happens if the strait closes? If shipping were suddenly blocked in the Strait of Hormuz, the consequences would spread far beyond the Middle East. Oil markets would react almost immediately. Prices could surge dramatically as traders scramble to secure supply. Countries heavily dependent on Gulf oil, including major economies in Asia, would feel the pressure first. But the impact would not stop there. Rising energy costs would affect transportation, manufacturing, and electricity generation worldwide. From airline tickets to food prices, the ripple effects could reach nearly every corner of the global economy. Could it actually happen? Over the years, leaders in Iran have occasionally warned that they could close the Strait of Hormuz if tensions escalate. But doing so would be extremely risky. Blocking the waterway would likely trigger an international response. Global powers, including the United States and its allies, have repeatedly emphasized that keeping the strait open is a strategic priority. And despite decades of tension, the waterway has never been completely shut down. Why the world watches this strait? The truth is that the Strait of Hormuz represents something larger than geography. It is a reminder of how interconnected the modern world has become. A narrow channel between two coastlines now holds enormous influence over global energy, trade, and security. And that is why governments, markets, and military planners continue to watch it closely. Because if anything ever disrupts this vital corridor, the consequences would be felt around the world. In a world powered by energy, geography still matters. And sometimes the most important places on Earth are not vast continents or powerful nations, but narrow passages of water that quietly keep the global economy moving. Few places illustrate this more clearly than the Strait of Hormuz.